In this practice, we'll be focusing on how yoga can help our digestion. Whether you have bloating, you've eaten too much, it's time to stimulate this belly area. We'll be staying very close to the floor and holding poses for a while in order to allow for the organs to become stimulated, but slowly. If you have blocks, a blanket, or a bolster even, please grab them. If you're using a blanket, make sure it's a very tight rolled blanket. To begin, lie on your back with your knees bent. I've done other videos on yoga for digestion, and in all of them, I like rubbing the belly. So give your belly just a little bit of pressure with your hands. Make circles with your hands, go slow, just to bring your awareness to that area. Now combine that hand movement with your breath. So on the in-breath, feel how the belly just expands into the palm of your hands. In the out-breath, you feel the belly just draw back toward your spine. You breathe in, belly expands, and the breath just helps create just a little bit more energetic action in this area that you're rubbing. So breathe out long. Just slow down your movements. Offer a little pressure. And just softly release. Draw your right knee in, and as you do, just give it a big hug. See if you can activate the right leg more. Spread your toes. Draw your toes toward your knee. Release your right foot down. Draw your left knee in. Interlace your fingers at your shin and draw in. Activate the leg. And see if you can still maintain a nice fullness to the breath, even though there's a little bit less space for your breath to expand. The organs have to move to do that. Do that again with the right knee lifted. Interlace your fingers. Give it a nice big hug in. Maybe the second time you notice that it's a little bit more fluid. Release your right foot down. Take your left leg in. Remember your breath. Draw the breath in through the nose and out through the nose. Really long, active breath. Release your left leg and turn over to come to your belly. Stack your hands and press your forehead into the stacked hands. Just feel how the belly expands on the in-breath. And exhale long. Breathe in deep. Exhale long. Come up to all fours position and draw back to child's pose. Take your knees wide apart, the inner big toes together. And with your hands stretching out front, allow your head to release toward the floor. If the forehead doesn't touch the floor, just use a block to elevate the head. Keep your armpits and your elbows lifted. With the knees wide apart, there's space for your belly to become really full on the in-breath. You can take a nice long out breath. Do that 3 more times. Breathe in deep. Breathe out long. Breathe in deep. Breathe out long. Breathe in deep and out long. So the belly has lots of space in child's pose. Now take the knees together if that works for you. If not, just stay in the same pose. With the knees together, the hands as wide apart as your mat is. Draw your belly right into the tops of the thighs and do that same full breath. Breathe in deep. Breathe out long. Now that you don't have that fullness of space to breathe into, to expand the belly to, notice how with the knees together, now you start to feel the sides of the body. From the pelvis to the armpit, you start to feel the kidney area expand so fully. Breathing in deep and out long, and just notice the new sensations here. Take your right knee to the side. Have it aligned approximately with the hip there. And release down. You can stack your hands so that you can give the third eye a little massage, just rocking the head side to side. Now come up to your forearms and see about getting a little bit of length now to the front side of the body. Maybe you can lift up the left leg. From this position, turn toward your right. You might want to hold on to your foot or just take your hand to the thigh. Just get a nice fullness to the chest here. Release out of the pose. Come back to press your third eye on your stacked hands. Just rock slightly. From here, come up to a Sphinx position. Take your left knee to the side. Get this nice opening in the pelvic area. Take your right forearm parallel to the front of the mat. Turn toward the left. Lift up the right foot. Take your left hand either to the low back or grab the foot if you wish. Get a nice stretch. A little bit more spaciousness here. To the side body, to the belly area. Release out of the pose. Find your blanket or your bolster. If you've got a bolster, great. Just place it parallel to the front edge of the mat. Take your belly onto the bolster. Stack your hands again. Rock the third eye. Now come to a place of stillness and just move slightly over to the right and back and over to the left and back. Just rock side to side. So instead of your hands rubbing your belly, you're just moving, and it's a little bit more weight on this area. This is a little bit more stimulation to the belly area. Just moving the pelvis side to side. Your breath is still very full in these movements. The movements are very slow. Come back to stillness. Pause there. And without the movement, just focus on moving the breath now to expand into the low belly area. You feel the resistance of the bolster or the blanket. Come to tabletop position and remove the bolster or blanket. Come to your belly again and take your right knee to the side again. Release your head to the floor. Now notice the difference as you come up to your forearms. You lift your back leg. You turn toward the left with your right forearm parallel to the front edge of the mat. Maybe you can grab your foot or your shin. Maybe just take your hand to your low back as you just enjoy a little bit more fullness now. Now release out of the pose. Park your head on your stacked hands. See if you can tell any difference between the right and the left side. Switch sides. Take your left knee up. Just feel how the opening of the hip feels to you on this side. Come up to Sphinx pose with your arms. Lift your back foot. Take your right forearm parallel to the front edge of the mat, and maybe you can find your foot or just turn to get a nice opening in the front side of the body. And release out of the pose. Come to tabletop position. With your knees together, draw back again. Hands are forward. You're breathing in and breathing out and starting to feel maybe more fullness in the back body. More fullness to the sides of the body. Make your way out of the pose. Come to sit. Sit with your legs nice and wide apart. Have your legs active. If there's too much pulling behind your knee, bend your knees. We're working on this digestive area, so keep your focus there. Take your right hand, just slide it to the inner right knee and all the way to the ankle. Reach your left arm up, reach it over your head. You'll feel the left side of the pelvis feel like it's lifting away from the mat, so try to keep it on the mat. Inhale, lift yourself up. Take the left hand, slide it to the inner knee, maybe toward the inner ankle. Take your right arm up and reach it over. If the right sit bone feels like it's leaving the earth, see if you can plug it back to the mat. Inhale, rise up. Now come to Dandasana with your feet forward. Sit tall. Enjoy this fullness. Take one block in your right hand and twist to the right in the same way that we just did. With the left hand, just slide it to the outer right leg and reach toward your foot. Twists are wonderful ways to work this belly area, to just get things flowing a little bit more fully. Take your left hand on the block, take the block behind you. Take your right hand to the outer left leg, slide it down toward your foot. Work the back of the hand in such a way that you feel this belly area challenged a bit. You're creating a little bit more side body length and stimulating the belly area. Release out of the pose. Now bend your right knee, plant your right foot. Take your right arm to the inside of the right knee. Reach it toward the foot. Take your left hand either to the block or the mat. I'm using the block so that I can get a little bit deeper twist. It allows you to come more forward on your sits bones. If that's not working for you, of course, remove the block. Twist. Keep your right leg very active, working into the arm. Keep the arm active, working into the leg. Release out of the pose. Straighten your right leg. Bend your left. Park your left foot. Take your left hand, just slide it toward your foot with the left palm nice and open. Take your right hand behind you. See how much lift you can get, how much length of the spine you can get. Working the left hand against the inner left knee. Turn the heart just a little bit more toward your right side. Come to lie on your back. Draw your knees in. Give them a big hug in this belly area that we've worked. Just move side to side. Now take your arms out either in a winged position or a cactus position. I like the cactus position because it allows a little bit more engagement in the shoulders. Take your knees roughly over your pelvic area, and with the shins roughly parallel to your mat, draw your knees over slightly to the right. Shift back to center. Move your knees over slightly to the left. Keep your right shoulder planted. Come back to the center position. Now lift your feet just a little bit higher and do the same movement. Draw your knees over toward the right, back to center. Draw your knees over to the left, back to center. Draw your feet down to the mat and slide your feet so that you have straight legs. Bend your right knee. Draw your left hand to the outer right knee. Just come to an easy twist. Keep your right shoulder planted. Release your right foot. Straighten your right leg. Bend your left. Right hand to the outer left knee. Come to the twist. Come back to center. Hug your legs in. Wrap your arms around your shin. Give yourself a little massage to the back. Take your feet up toward the sky. Come to happy baby pose. Same thing, move just side to side for a nice back massage. Release your feet to the mat. Stretch your feet out. Place your hands again just to that low belly area. Give that area some attention. In a circular motion, just rub the belly. And as you're ready, you can release your hands to the side. Bring your attention to fullness of the in-breath, fullness to the out-breath. And after several breaths, just breathe very free and naturally. In this practice, we focused on the area of the belly. Notice how the breath can facilitate and ease to that area that we were working with, and ease to the low belly area. When you relax your legs and relax your arms, you have freedom in the breath. You feel stable and secure. It draws you deeper into a state of relaxation. Enjoy this time in Savasana. Thank you for joining me in this exploration to ease digestion. Namaste.